Malaria has been with us for centuries and it's claimed millions of lives. There have been times when it seemed that victory was in sight in some of the hardest hit regions of the world, only to fall short. But the good news is that this time is different. This time, the effort against malaria has strong new voices that are advancing this humanitarian cause like never before. Armed with U.S. and African leadership, we can end malaria deaths by 2015. The President's Malaria Initiative has made tremendous strides in the fight against malaria through partnerships between the United States and willing African leaders. It's demonstrating what can be achieved when Americans reach out and listen. The results have been remarkable. PMI has distributed over 40 million malaria drug treatments, trained tens of thousands of health workers, and provided treatment for over 4 million pregnant women. Dr. Rajiv Shah, the administrator of USAID, has been instrumental in the expansion of PMI. With his background as a medical doctor and his work at places like the Gates Foundation, he knows malaria can be beaten. And so he is personally involved in building the plans to take PMI into the exciting years ahead.
Well, you know, our work with the President's Malaria Initiative and in malaria is one of the most profound successes anyone has experienced in global development anywhere around the world. I just had a chance to review data from 7 countries where the PMI has scaled up access to very low-cost community interventions like getting insecticide-treated nets out to protect kids. And those programs are having tremendous success, leading to a 30% reduction in all-cause child mortality, which might sound technical, but it's actually an amazing result. And what it means is that hundreds of thousands of kids will live in sub-Saharan Africa instead of dying unnecessarily from malaria, and this is taking place at very low cost and frankly too quietly. This is a great success story, and we need many more people to recognize the power of this program.
Joy Fumafi had a vision of how the fight against malaria could be completely different. She saw malaria as a cause that Africa must lead in order for Africans to prevail. She saw a new generation of strong African leaders who were ready and able to take on the malaria challenge. While she knew that Africa can't conquer malaria alone, it's just as true that the killer disease can't be defeated unless Africans lead the way. At the 2009 United Nations General Assembly, 14 African heads of state joined together to rededicate themselves to the goal of ending malaria deaths in 2015. They launched a new coalition called ALMA, the African Leaders Malaria Alliance. Just 1.5 years later, ALMA has grown to include more than 39 heads of state. It's provided an invaluable forum for African leaders to share ideas and best practices and to collaborate on issues and problems that they have in common. ALMA has begun to make serious strides in tackling important issues such as securing universal access to artemisinin-based combination therapies to prevent drug resistance, removing taxes and tariffs on essential anti-malaria products, increasing local production of high-quality, safe, and effective anti-malaria interventions, and banning monotherapies.
I'm absolutely confident that we are on the right course. We are on the right course because we are not working for a mission or a goal that we have created. This is the dream, this is the mission, this is the vision of every mother, of every child that is born on the African continent. And this is the mission, this is the vision of every development partner that invests their resources and their time in Africa. This is the mission and the vision of the taxpayer in the U.S. when they say to their congressman or congresswoman, yes, we would like you to support the allocation of resources for the Global Fund or for PMI or for PEPFAR. This is their vision. So we are confident that we can get there because our mission is not just the mission of ALMA, it belongs to the world.
As we look to the future, it's with a great sense of hope. Under the strong leadership of individuals like Dr. Rajiv Shah and Mrs. Joy Fumafi, we've come a long way. More families have access to life-saving tools than ever before, and as a result, malaria and child mortality are falling. History tells us that we cannot rest, that if we do, we fall short as we sometimes have before. But with our committed leadership, we will not falter or fail. This time, we can and we will end malaria deaths in Africa.